Everybody, welcome back to Seedlings, the beginner's guide to literally everything homegrown. If you'd like a one-on-one tour, one-on-one consultation on how to grow your bush beans, please feel free to email us using our email link left in the description box. So today we're talking about the benefits of growing bush beans in your plants or bush beans in your garden. And these bush beans are a good staple plant for your garden. Reason being, it's because they're small, don't take up a lot of space, small in size, and do not need trellis. So for a beginner gardener, this is perfect. If you look at the size of these bush beans, absolutely perfect, absolutely perfect, perfect, absolutely perfect. We look at the flowers it produces, it doesn't even need bees to produce bush beans. It pollinates itself and it gives us lovely bush beans plants. Okay, so we're going to look at best conditions for growing bush beans. They grow best in our autumn temperature, in our summer temperature. If it gets too cold, the beans themselves do not germinate from seed. If it gets too hot, the flowers drop, and of course you won't get beans if there's no flowers. I've harvested a few bush beans from our garden today, and these bush beans work perfectly. So what you need to do is harvest one or two every 2 to 3 days. And why am I saying that? Because as it grows, it matures and it starts to develop a shape, if I can call it that. It goes from a skinny bush bean to a more shapy type of bush. Bush beans, on the other hand, provide very organic nutrients into the soil, nitrogen inducing elements into our soil, to ensure that our soil, after these bush bean plants have moved, we can then put spinach, we can then put other plants in its place. Okay, and as you can see over here, I've interplanted bush beans with our spinach, I've interplanted bush beans with cabbage, interplanted bush beans with green needing plants that need green material to grow. Okay, what else can we say about bush beans? Just like any plants, bush beans also attract pests. There's a few holes on our bush bean plants, and of course that's inevitable. Animals, insects need to survive, and of course they want to feed off the plants that we have here. And there's nothing we can do about it. As long as we've got a lot of healthy plants, your plants are still good. As long as it isn't eaten up a lot, it's okay. Of course, we're going to have rust problems on a few plants, so that's okay. So we sacrifice a few plants, but a majority of our plants are still in good condition. What else can we say about bush beans? Bush beans can be frozen. So if you're thinking, how can you preserve? So if you harvest a lot, how could we possibly preserve this to last us the full year? Bush beans could be chopped into nice small pieces and then frozen in our fridge and like defrosted into boiling hot water and eaten like that throughout the year. Okay, so these can last a pretty long time. If you notice also how I planted these bush beans, they're not planted in rows, but rather they're planted in groups, because bush beans grow as a bush. Literally its name, it grows as a bush. It likes the community, it likes to grow as a community. And that's its power. So sometimes the stems are a little weak and they fall over, and I've supported them with sticks. But the plants themselves growing as a bush can also provide support. So one plant can lean on another and another could lean on another. If you are growing this in spring, summer, possibly not summer, hopefully not summer. If you are growing it in summer, please provide a net because it does get quite hot. Okay, if it is growing in summer, then of course your millies could play a big role in terms of support, making sure your bush beans do have support. Of course they do not need support, but when they start to lean sideways and backwards and forwards, you do want to provide support so that the beans themselves do not rot once they reach the ground. If you did find this video informative, please remember to hit that like button, to just subscribe down below, and leave your comment section. Which season are you currently in? Are you considering growing bush beans, pole beans, runner beans, or do you have a small space and opting for bush beans just like us? Please let us know down below. Let us have a good discussion about bush beans, which plants you could possibly grow, how you can maximize your space with bush beans, because they do not require much space, but the harvest is plenty. As you can see, this is good enough for a meal for 4. Thank you for watching.